was nice. Everyone was quiet as soon as they see me walking up. Thank you. A very good morning and a very, very warm welcome. Welcome to the beautiful Tung Auditorium and welcome to Liverpool. And for those of you who have left us, a very warm welcome back to Liverpool. So I'm here this morning with some housekeeping announcements and to let our graduates know exactly how the ceremony is going to work this morning. So first things first is we are not expecting a fire drill this morning. So if the fire alarm does sound, our fire exits are at the top of the auditorium where you've all entered and either side of the stage here. So if you make your way to your nearest exit, our staff will be on hand to guide you to the muster station at Abercrombie Square. Okay, now to our graduates, a very warm welcome. You all look absolutely gorgeous this morning. Can I just check that you've all got a name card? Yeah, can I see the name cards? Lovely. That's great. If anyone doesn't have a name card, don't worry. When you're called to be a presenter this morning, if you let one of our staff know, we'll sort one out for you quickly. So these name cards are really important. You're going to need these in your hand when you're invited up to the front to be presented this morning. So if you make sure you keep them safe. And how it's going to work is when the time comes, our staff are going to invite you row by row, starting with row B. We're going to invite you to all stand and queue up in the corridor outside here. One by one, you'll be invited in to come to the presenting officer who will be stood at the lectern where I am now. You'll stand here, hand over your name card. Your name will be announced. You'll then proceed to the centre of the stage where you will doff your cap and then you'll continue back to your seat. Has anybody doffed a cap recently? For those of you that haven't done it in the past week or ever, all that entails is we'll ask you to turn to the presiding officer, hold onto the peak of your mortarboard and just a slight nod of your head and then continue back to your seat. That will be acknowledged by the presiding officer. And then you'll go back to your seat and the next row will in turn take their turn. So now to our guests. So guests, you have the most important job of all today. And I know it's still quite early, but I'm hoping that you've brought some Friday energy with you. I hope you've had your coffee and your 3 shredded wheat, because we need you to make some noise. So as our graduates are presented with their award this morning, we would like you to raise the roof of this wonderful auditorium. So we'd like to hear the loudest cheers and claps and squeals and whistles, whatever it is you can muster this morning, we would like to hear it. Shall we have a practice? That's more like it. That's what I want to hear. 105 times, please, if that's okay. So on this special day, I know you will all be taking lots of pictures and lots of video recordings, and you're very welcome to continue to do that as the ceremony is taking place this morning. Can we just ask that you stay in your seats and don't obscure the view of anybody standing behind you? On the subject of photos, if anybody posts on Twitter or Instagram any of today's graduation pictures and uses the hashtag #LiveUniGrad, we'll then print off those pictures for you and you'll be able to collect one from Mountford Hall as a lovely souvenir of your special day. A reminder as well that today's celebration will be live streamed on the internet. So if you have any friends or family who were unfortunate not to be able to be with us today, they can log on to liverpool.ac.uk/graduation and they'll be able to follow the ceremony live today. So that's all from me. If you have a mobile phone or device, would you please switch it to silent and we'll begin this morning's ceremony. graduates and guests, can I please ask you to stand to welcome the senior officers of the University of Liverpool?
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your graduation ceremony. It's wonderful to welcome you here in person at last. I'm Professor Fiona Beveridge, Executive Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. And I'd like to say, first of all, what a huge privilege it is and a pleasure to be here with you today as we celebrate this important milestone in your lives. It's great that your families and fellow students are here to celebrate with you, and your lecturers and all those who've supported you on your journey to graduating from the University of Liverpool. Your graduation ceremony is a day to celebrate and to reflect. If my memory serves me correctly, it's also a day of mixed emotions. I remember my own graduation, feeling both relieved and proud to have completed my studies, sad that a chapter of my life at university had come to an end, and excited and nervous about the future and what it had in store. But you've been students at a time like no other in history, a cohort that battled and won despite unprecedented challenges. Students in universities all over the country, and indeed all around the globe, have been hit hard by the disruption to their education that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused. Your time with us was very different to what you'd imagined and expected. Your experience and well-being are always at the forefront of our decision-making, but especially over the course of the pandemic, we had to carefully consider and balance so many decisions around your teaching arrangements and safety on campus. I know it was not easy for you. I know you had long days, periods of loneliness, difficult times, exacerbated by these unique global circumstances. COVID-19 has devastated and divided people and continues to do so. But it's shown the best of human spirit too. Our university prides itself on facing the problems of society and putting our hands up to say we can help with them. Our Department of Politics is an exemplar in this regard. Research carried out within the department spans a variety of specialisms and seeks to better understand some of the most important issues of our times, from climate change to the surveillance state, protests, unrest, and the displacement of people. And this work is delivering real-world impact, with our experts chairing government bodies, providing evidence for legislators, advising on policy formulation, and giving oral and written evidence to judicial bodies. The calibre and impact of our research in these areas has recently been confirmed by the findings of the Research Excellence Framework exercise, which ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research at universities across the UK. This placed our research in politics 8th in the UK for research impact, classified as outstanding. I've no doubt that many of you, the graduates that we're celebrating here today, will use the knowledge and skills that you've gained during your time with us to help solve some of the most endemic problems individuals and communities face. And you sit here today perfectly equipped to do just that. Graduating from an internationally renowned Russell Group University is an important boost to your CV. Our Victoria building, the red brick building with the clock tower, has a plaque fixed to the wall which reads, "For the advancement of learning and ennoblement of life." This is a motto that continues to guide us to this day in all that we do. Our courses are developed to equip you for the future and meet the demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts in their fields. It's research-connected teaching, meaning that you've been provided with a thorough grounding in established methods and will also have been introduced to innovative, cutting-edge approaches used and written about by those doing the teaching. All of this places you in an enviable position in any job market across the globe, and similarly puts you in excellent stead if you're continuing with your studies. Graduation is a day to look forward and feel excited about your aspirations and career or future study plans. But it's also a day to celebrate everything you've achieved and to enjoy this moment with your loved ones, those you've studied alongside and those you've learned so much from. The pandemic has made us truly appreciate our loved ones and the experiences and memories we make together. I hope that today you'll find a moment to thank them for their support and personal sacrifice, and also to thank your lecturers and teachers who've provided you with so much support and guidance on your path to graduation. We hope that the city of Liverpool will always have a special place in your heart too. You may have chosen to stay on here and make the city your home. You may have already called it home before you joined us, or you may have returned here especially today for this celebration. Whatever your relationship with the city, we hope it's a place where you've made friends and memories which will last a lifetime. Politics is never far from the conversation in Liverpool, and some of you will have benefited from participating in our Politics in Action scheme or carried out a placement in a local organisation, seeing how knowledge and understanding of politics is important in the workplace. Or perhaps you took part in the parliamentary placement scheme, working with an MP in Westminster. On that subject, a week is a long time in politics. I'm sure that's one thing that you were taught. And one thing we've all learned from the last 2 years is that we never know what the future holds. You're likely to see a lot of change in your chosen professional careers, but some things remain constant. I'll flag up just 3. First, the need to be a lifelong learner. For the rest of your career, make sure you commit to always being curious, always asking questions, always striving to do things better. And just as you should always be a learner, you should always be a teacher, passing on your skills and experience to your colleagues and to the next generations of students. The second is the need to support one another as friends, as colleagues, and as professionals during your careers. And finally, never forget why you wanted to pursue your chosen academic discipline. It will take dedication, tenacity, talent, passion, and above all, belief to pursue the careers that you have chosen or may yet to decide upon. But remember that these are all qualities that you've displayed in abundance during your time at the University of Liverpool. Your most difficult of experiences will shape how you deal with challenges and setbacks in the future, as well as teaching you to grasp opportunities. All of this will help you to enjoy your work and succeed in your chosen career. Our university has a long, successful history of graduates who go on to achieve great things. Our 9 Nobel laureates have led the way in fields from nuclear disarmament to the life cycle of malarial parasites. And our alumni community is full of business, finance, and human resource talent. You've now joined this talented international alumni community, and you are and will always remain a fundamentally important part of our University of Liverpool family. Our alumni community supports our students in many ways, and some of you will have personally experienced this while studying here, from delivering lectures and workshops to running alumni networks, offering work placements, and mentoring our students. So we hope that, like so many of our alumni, you'll stay in touch and help guide and support our future students and broaden their horizons through your experience. It is through you that we are known. You are our greatest ambassadors, and through your achievements, you'll also become role models and a source of inspiration for the next generation of graduates. This university has community and civic mission running through its rich history, and we're deeply committed to the City of Liverpool and to our role as an anchor institution. We make real economic, social, health, employment, and cultural contributions to this great and unique city. We're also a university that takes immense pride in equality of opportunity and in delivering projects and activities which widen access for students who are traditionally underrepresented in higher education. Learners from low participation neighbourhoods, care leavers, disabled students, estranged students, adult learners, asylum-seeking and refugee students, and students from minority ethnic backgrounds. Knowledge should be celebrated, discussed, and debated, and it should be accessible to all. It is through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped. Our aim is to inspire, engage, and enable every single one of our students to fulfill their potential by raising their awareness, challenging barriers, and providing opportunities. And nothing gives us greater pleasure than seeing these students graduating successfully and moving on with their lives. You are the class of 2020, and through hard work, determination, and a strong support network, you've reached this point in your journey. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly, forged by your teaching staff, your classmates, and our community, will help you to prepare for whatever comes next. This is your well-earned opportunity to take a moment to consider just how far you've come. Never forget how important you are to our university. You are our beating heart. Without you, the university would be nothing but classrooms and lecture halls. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made, ideas formed, friendships forged, career paths determined, and lives changed. It's when we work together as staff and students that education is truly transformative. We thank you for all that you've done here, and we wish you good luck and every success in the future. Thank you. So this is the moment where these doors are supposed to open, and an officer of the university is supposed to arrive to help you to form an orderly queue. Oh. I now invite Professor Stuart Wilkes-Heague, Professor of Politics, to present graduates from our class of 2020.
Associate Pro-Vice-Chancellor, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2020. Jack McLaughlin. Lily Jane Metcalf. Samantha Louise Pye. Amelia May Guest. Thomas Luke Naylor. Nancy Margaret Morgan. Ella Mai Owens. Rebecca Gwendoline Norcott. Lucy Eleanor Cherner. Kai Wynne Traynor. Simeon David Janvier. Caitlin McHale. Angita Dvitania Gunawan. Jacob Kiwomia. Paniota Angeliki Skolarikou. Henry James. Lewis Mercer. Jacob Mucklow. Piotr Ozdowski. Michael Andrew Gabriel Meehan. Annie Grace Daniels. Ryan Thwaite. Matthew Evans. Eleanor Joy Glass. Indapal Bachra. Sarjun Singh Sangha. Alexander Jarrett. Hannah Stephanie Trinder. Neve Rhiannon Kennedy. Melissa Waterfield. Luke Daniel Sears. Eve Rosa Moby. Nathaniel John William Griffin. Daniel John Asher. Edward Hugh Mundy. Eloise Gooding. Rebecca Justine Lacey Rhodes. Charles Craddock. Luke Bryant. Emily Jessica Badra. Ellie Victoria Holden. Polly Misson. Rebecca Wade. Methuselah Jose Junwario Funete. Joseph Yates. Matthew Rees Fleming. William Stanley. Margaret Carmel Stanley. Nikita Mossman. Chloe Field. Timothy Paul Gerling. Rebecca Claire Hocknell. Mark James Taylor. Sasha Rose Close. Lucas Pierre Porquet. Abyan Molid Mohammed. Taylor Elliott McRoby. Lydia Bacino. Daniel Rockman. Jacob Jones. Martha Jenny Rothwell Altram. Christopher Flavel. Marianne Unwin. Jacob Postgate. James Gannon. Arthur Norman William Wallace Hutchinson. Eleanor Rosemary Banks. Isaac Knowles. Brooke Lee Edwards. Helen Atwell. Ethan Christopher Gill. Jonathan Matthew Whitehouse. Gerard Reed. Elise May Lally. Zeneb Sheikh. David Patrick McGee. Ethan Thomas Cornick. Daniel Miles. Luke Jones. Alice Cockshut. Samuel Tuft. Charles Gerald McManus Burke. Rory Jago Connaughton. Theo Barwood. Evangelia Leitha Katsanuli. Bushra Hussain. Molly Rebecca Cross. Annabella Sophia Casanili. Amanda Mann. Thomas Owain Miller. Elise Georgia Ashwood. Adam James Riley. Madeleine Stansfield. Finnegan Matthew Pope. Rachel Victoria Hughes. Sophie Frances Williams. Joseph Tappin. Columba Baird Smith. Benjamin Thompson. Katrina Clegg. Jake Darlison. Amelia Fleur Gwynn Hutchison. Anharad Constance Phipps. Thomas Stewart Lang. Iman Nassa Al-Faki. Stephen John Daniels.
As I said at the beginning, nothing gives us greater pleasure than seeing our graduates so happy, seeing the pride in the families and friends who've come to support today, and really being able to share in this moment of celebration. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salva sit universitas nostra quod precantis consurgamus.
Graduates and guests, please stand.
To an end. I hope you continue to celebrate your